Let's see if we can figure this out. Alright, Chip, you say you're in. Can you hear me okay? I can turn my mic up if I need to. Can you hear me, Chip? See if we can turn the volume up here. Still want it to be too loud. Can you hear me now? All right, great. Well, I'm not really sure where to start, but I haven't even spent much time looking at the CAD. So this is kind of going to be a newcomer's perspective, I guess, to this project. I haven't even owned a Mark III before, but this is going to be the Mark III conversion to ProosaXY, titled the ProosaXY project by none other than Chip. So this is going to be a little bit of a slow process, not going to be a really quick build, but I wanted to kind of stream this and show my progress. And, it's not really going to be an instructional video at this point, but hopefully as I document the process, we can cut it up into more of an instructional video later. So today, I think we're going to start on the Z-axis. I have already started and actually finished the frame, so we're going to be starting from here. I've got the CAD up in Fusion 360. Let's see if I can pull it up here. Alright, so this should switch it over. Perfect, here we go. And actually before the Z-axis, why don't we start with the feet? That's nice and easy. If I've printed the feet, let's check that. Nope, I don't think I've printed the feet yet, so we'll just go ahead and start with the rods. Unless, Chip, if you have any advice on where to start, feel free to let me know. So with the rods, I think if we start with these components here, looks like we can just attach one to the bottom, to the top, and then we'll put the bearing in, and that shouldn't back us into any corners. So we'll go from there. Got the kit here. Which lengths are these? These are 260. So check if these are the right ones. No, these are way too tall. Theoretically, it'll be the one that we have 3 of. So let's see. Seems those are it. Cool. So let's switch this back over to the camera. Perfect. So, if we're going from the bottom here, let's take a look at one of these. So I think these are the ones that will go on top, actually. Okay, hold up. These look... Let's take a look at one of these individually. Okay, so these ones right here. Oh shoot, this camera turned off. The idea is to have 2 camera setups here because this camera, it's a little bit older, but I can do the optical zoom to get a nice good picture there. Chip said my voice was a little quiet, so let's turn this up a little bit more. Just let me know if that gets to be too loud. So the ones without a lip, if I can get this to look here, the ones without a lip on them are going to be the bottom pieces, and the ones with a little insert, I think those are going to go on top with that little insert there. If I'm right on that, let me know, but I'm kind of just learning this as we go here. Actually, there is a difference here. So these have 1 lip, but these are the ones that are going to go on top. This is zoomed in way too far. So if these are going to go on top like this, or rather like this, then why do these look a little bit different? Alright, so we have a piece that looks like this, right here. And that's going to be, if we orient this the same way it is in the CAD, it's going to hang out right over here. Next piece, same thing. Hold on just a minute. I think I'm missing something. Oh, okay. I think I might actually be missing one of these pieces. No, just kidding. It's right there. Then this piece will go on this side. So looking back over here, now we've got them kind of oriented roughly how they're going to go. Well, this one I think looks like it goes on top, so that I think is our rough orientation. And then all of these with the lips on them, this ridge right here, these will go on top. So we're going to set those aside for a minute. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, Chip. Thanks for confirming that. That's what I failed to realize when I was printing that, but it's kind of my process. And I really wish I had printed those feet, because that'll make this a lot easier. We can still do it, but we're gonna have to turn it on its side. So we've got the roll-in T-nuts, as I call them, the roll-in ones. These are not the pre-inserts, so let's just go ahead and get these started here. We're going in from the bottom. Turn this on the side. And just pop these into rough position. I've never been good at getting these inserted, but take a handy dandy wrench here. There we go. So we've got two on the left. And one on the right. Now you probably can't see that part on camera, but same thing on the right side. We're just doing one piece over there. Oh no, okay, we're gonna need two inserts per mount, so I will need two over here. When you're orienting these, I'm not sure if this is going to matter, but let's take a look at this, just in case we need to document this later. Now I'm getting turned around. As these go together, there's a way to do it where the hole is offset. So I want to make sure that we give ourselves enough room. So I put these in like this. If the holes are too far away from each other, then I don't think there will be enough room. So make sure that as you put these in, put them in the right pairs. Otherwise, let's see if I can show you what I mean here. I think that will be, looks like actually, no, that would maybe work. It's pretty close though. I'm going to go ahead and do it so that each pair has the holes closer to each other. And hopefully that makes sense. While we're in here, we'll know that we need the ones for the motor mount as well. So this is our rod mount. This will be the motor mount. And one more pair for the other rod mount on this side. Try not to drop it if you can help it. Perfect. So we've got 1, 2, 3 sets. They're all with the holes closer to each other, and that just gives us the most range possible when we're installing everything. Now, the nice thing about these is we can put these in and we can loose fit them. and we can slide them into place as we go. If you're using the T-nuts, the hammer nuts, or the hammerhead nuts they're called, that can be a little hard because they tend to want to wriggle free, and you don't really want to move them around too much inside. So I really like that we're using the roll-in T-nuts here. Coming back to our CAD. Looks like we're going to be using what are these? M5x20s. Load those everywhere. Okay, this one's M5x25. The rest M5x20, plus of course a spacer. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out our kit here. If you guys get the Fabrico kit, you guys will have something similar to, let me switch the video. You guys will have something similar to this, where you have everything individually labeled. I don't know if this is going to be good to show on either camera, but let's do it this way. Each of these is going to be labeled, so you can easily find what we need. So I think we need we know we need some M5x25s, and we need some M5x20s. So we've got both of those. I'll get a closer up picture here. So they're going to be like this. This is just in the sample kit that I have. I think when we do the final kit, you'll also have labels on the top of the container itself, so it'll be easier to see at a glance what you're looking for. We've got the spacers, or of course the washers here, depending on what you like to call them. And we're just going to go for this. See if I can get this camera focused down to the right spot. I am not used to working with tripods and OBS and all this, but hey, we're all learning something new. Alright, so it's going to be going like so. So I printed these on my Soval SV1, and it was a higher temperature than I'm used to printing. But funny story, you can see the pieces have a little bit of a white in them somewhere. And it's because it's hot enough, it's actually taking the paint off of my build plate. So, you know, it's not going to necessarily look pretty in some of those cases, but I'll see if maybe there's a way to, dissolve that, since PETG isn't necessarily doesn't really react to chemicals that much. So maybe we can get that off, but yeah, I guess that is the other thing. We're using PETG for this build. I know a lot of folks say not to use it for 3D printing, but I think in our case, it's going to work pretty well. Or I guess I should say, a lot of folks say not to use it for 3D printing, 3D printer builds. It's great for a lot of other cases, but it can be a pain to print. Once you get it dialed in, though, it's not too bad. Okay, so we're just going to space these roughly. And I like to kind of put one in. And let's switch. Oh, no, we're all good back here. So, except for the close-up camera. That decided it was done for some reason. If I end up doing this more often, I'll invest in a little bit better hardware. But for now, I just kind of had to throw together what I've got. looks like we've got some spam in chat there. I'm gonna make. Hey, Charles, looks like you're here. I don't know if you can hear me all the way over here. I'm gonna make both of you a mod, okay? You can help control any spam, like the. Looks like the very first chat there was spam from Charles. Let's see if this works. Okay, there we go. I think you guys are mods now. This thing does not want to play my game. The curse of doing it live, guys. You know I'm cursed with this type of stuff. I was working this afternoon, but yeah, should we just give let's see, we're talking about the contents of the kit. Now understand this is just the first sample, so things are going to change between this and the final version, but let's just go ahead and look through what we've got here. So it'll come with an extra Z motor with the integrated lead screw. Of course, you're not going to use this part on here. I think we've got palm nuts for that. It will come with all the rods you need, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chip, but you won't have to do any cutting of your own rods, which is great because these things are not easy to cut. They're hardened steel, and you're not going to be able to do it with a hacksaw or anything cheap you've got at home. Let's see. We've got the big fan. You know, this is one that is going to be the chamber fan, I believe, the aux fan, as they call it. We'll have new ProosaXY motors. I think these are 1.8 degree. Funny enough, I think they're actually, this is going to be the same type that's on the Zero Gs. So you can kind of see that they've got their fun logo on there. But again, this is a sample kit, so don't worry about that. What else do we have? We've got the bearings, genuine Gates belt, and the DIN rails for mounting the electronics. Fasteners, of course, we've kind of talked about that. Should come with all the fasteners you need. And it's going to come with an official Sherpa mini kit with an LDO. Actually, no, yeah, this is a Triangle Lab LDO motor. Here, these ones are really good. And you won't have to print any parts. It's got the full body all ready to go for you. So that'll make it really easy to get your extruder up and running. You will have to source your own, I believe, hot end and main board. But of course, if you're ordering from Fabrico, we'll see if we can get a bundle deal put together for something like that. I think that's it for that box. It's going to come with the rubber feet that you need for the bottom. And all the miscellaneous hardware. I don't know if I can get that on here, but this is when I messed up the camera. When I was trying to adjust it, huh? Let's see how that does. So we've got the corner brackets for the bed. These are the 15-15 brackets. The 20-20 brackets. Bearings. There's 2 of these. So I think these are for the motor shaft support. Got new palm nuts. Idlers, pulleys, washers, spacers. Actually, these are 15-15 corner brackets. So it's interesting that we've got both of these. Chip, can you confirm that we need both these integrated ones and the corner ones like this? I'm sure we do, but I just wanted to check that while we're at it. Or maybe these are for 2020. I'm not sure. And as far as the kit goes, I think that's about it. It'll come with the frame as well, including the 15-15 for the bed. So yeah, I think that just about covers it. That's, again, what we have tentative right now. Expect some changes between now and the final version. Heck yeah, man. Thanks, Crazy Bucket, man. That's awesome. I mean, the kit is nice, but it's nice if you get the kit or build it from your own components as well. I know there's a few out there already. But for me, the kit was going to be super nice. I mean, the fastener kit alone is going to save me so much time. I have boxes and buckets of miscellaneous fasteners I've ordered throughout my builds, and this is going to be so much easier. Cool, looks like we've got the right ones here. Have to keep looking over to check my camera angles. I don't think of many. I don't think I'm any good at the streaming stuff, guys. So I was going to do this on YouTube, but I thought I had everything all filled out and ready to go, added my phone number for verification, and I went to go live earlier today to test it out. And it's like, thanks for requesting access to go live. You can do that in 24 hours. I was like, I thought I went through all this and was all set up, but they're like, no, you don't actually get to start that timer until the first time you try to go live, which was a little bit... I don't know. I don't want to be too mean, but that was kind of silly to me. So we got this kind of loose here. We can move it around and budget. Well, if we loosen it just a touch more. As I'm tightening this, there's a little bit of play. I think you can see. Let's see if we can get a better shot of that. And you can all see my cat in the background there. But the play can kind of go up and down. Whenever it comes to stuff like this, I try to be consistent, and so I'll push down on this so that it's kind of square and isn't going to really budge anywhere, and hopefully between all of them that will help it line up a little bit better. And so I'm just going to keep these finger tight for now, but as I go to do the final tightening, that's going to be my process. Let me know, Chip, if you have a better idea there. I have to keep rolling back and forth to check chat. No, we're good. We're good. I just kicked my tripod. And we're going to repeat the process. On the other side. Tell which end's the flat end of that one. little too tight there. There we go. While we're at it, why don't we just install the motor brackets as well? So it looks like these holes are a little more oblong. If we can get a good shot of that. Focus. Maybe. So these are the mounting holes up here. So there's going to be a little bit of play in here. I imagine we'll be using that to line things up later. So these were the 25 millimeters. Oh, hold on. So these are the button heads. And these, oh wait, no, these are fine, but they're M5s or M3s. We need to get the M5s. M5 by 25. See, like that process right there, that probably would have taken me 5 minutes hunting through my god-awful assortment of fasteners. These are going to be spaced out quite a bit more. Let's zoom this out. Looks like we need to come over a little. Really loose, but it's in there. Okay. Now for aligning these, let's take a look at this. So the way I usually go about this is measuring from a point of reference. So for example, here, let me know if you guys think there's a better way, but I would measure this to like this face, and we see that's 42.5. And so I would just do my best to grab a measuring tool and go for oh, that's 42. I'm way off. Just realized I didn't have that even on the camera there. But I would just kind of take this to check and try to get it as close as I can. And then, of course, as you put things together, you know, the world's not perfect. You may end up having to adjust things slightly. But what do you guys think? Is this kind of about what you guys would do too? Crazy Buck Man, yeah, says that's about what you did too. Okay, well, I guess that's not a bad way to do it then. Now for the middle, if we're looking in the middle here, gotta remember my hotkeys, a switch here. I don't think this measurement is going to be quite as important because it has the ability to move about the bed here, but we do want to get it as close as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to measure and put the opposite side in first, and then it looks like this is supposed to sit centered between the two. So that's oh wait, I messed that up. $50. And 48.5. Okay, so yeah, it's around the middle there. So I'm gonna center this one, and then we'll just go ahead and install this 50 millimeters away from that. Don't know if that makes sense, but that's the plan. Now, how are we gonna measure from here? Measure from here. Probably easier if we just go all the way to this face. I think this is 133. So we know we want it about. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure this out, and then I'm going to lock it in place. Actually, Chip, you sent me a new file for a spacer or a liner tool. If I'm supposed to be using this for this process, let me know, but I imagine this is for later on. So if we're supposed to be 133 over, then we can just slide this into place until we're making contact. Hopefully that makes sense. And again, we're going to push down, tighten one, tighten the other. Now, friend in the middle. Go to 50. Again, just a touch too tight there. Okay, so 50, and yeah, just a little short over here. That's totally fine. I like that. This one looks a little off center, but I think we'll manage. There's a little bit of play in here with the mounting of the rods. I think this is actually a bit new. Chip just updated these files a few days ago. Tighten this. Okay. Nice and solid. Okay, yeah, Chip, you're telling me about the tool here, and you did tell me about the tool. Let me go, or sorry, you told me about the guide. Let me go check that. I don't know why I didn't get the notification on my laptop over there. Okay. Sorry guys, just 1 minute. Yeah, Chip, I am so sorry. I know you sent this guide to me earlier, but I didn't check it. Let's roll through this really quick on the other screen. So what I should have done is check this guide. So in Chip's recommendation, we put the whole bed assembly together, and then we do use this aligning tool on the right side. He has it upside down. Looks like on the right side. That's going to be how we... And my camera's frozen again, isn't it? Oh, that's so obnoxious. I think what's happening is the camera's turning off after a little bit. I tried to set that as long as it'll go, but I don't think it's working very well. Alright, there we go. Chip, you're saying to put this on the bottom of, or on the side of the bottom frame. Is that kind of like what you're talking about, Chip? So if this is upside down, this is on the side, and then this is how we're going to set the assembly once we have it put together. Just realized I probably didn't have this up. So this is the guide that Chip sent. Just reading through this as we go. Alright, so I think I'm going to end up doing this a little bit different than the recommendations the Chip had. If I had seen this before, I definitely would have gone about it this way. I'll still end up doing the alignment process. That, I think, is the most important part, where we move the bed to the bottom, tighten the screws, and then move it to the top, move it to the highest position, and then tighten those screws. We'll still do that part, but for now, don't want to waste too much time tonight. We're going to install the right side over here, and then basically I'm going to build, then we'll kind of do out of order. We'll put step 1 into play. I'll attach the bed and everything inside, and then we'll do the alignment process. Let me know if you see any problems with that shit. Okay. Okay, back to this side. So, if I'm understanding right, we'll turn this around. And I think this is going to be how we do that alignment. Theoretically, we should be able to get the same measurement as what we have in CAD. So this is about 140. Oops. And in CAD, what do we measure from the front? That's 139.5, but I think that's the right idea. Okay, so let's just go ahead and pre-install our roll-in nuts here. Same process as before. I'm gonna scratch this up. That's too bad. So we have motor, rod, motor, right? Right. Oh, I keep forgetting to switch the camera. Cool. So we have motor, rod, motor. That's the idea. Just double check we get this from the right side. Actually, no, let's get this all set here first. could have done a lot of this prep and understanding and research ahead of time, but you know, with 3 kids and we're getting cars ready for spring, ready to go, oil changes, brakes, stuff like that. Just haven't had quite the time to get into this, and I figured, you know, if we live stream it, you can see what the process looks like from someone that doesn't have everything, you know, perfectly planned out. Sometimes it's just a process of trial and error, and you know, figuring out a way to make it work, even if it's not the sanctioned way. Unfortunately, I missed that part. Chip had sent me those documents earlier, or the instructions earlier, and I forgot to look at those, so that's all on me. So now we're going to measure from, I think it's here. Just push these over. Okay, let's set the liner tool down first. Let's just get these started. Make our jobs easier. Okay, so we're just going to back off maybe a half a turn. And I know that the good camera here is a little messed up, but I think you can still see from, it's actually streaming from an old Android phone that I have, but had the pretty decent camera, so hopefully that'll work. So same thing, we push it into the aligner, and then we're going to push it kind of outward so that we're getting this as even and consistent as possible. I'm doing it backwards. Just realized that. Did you guys catch that? Turn it so the rod is facing inside the cube. And repeat the process. Of course, don't torque these things down. It doesn't need to be wrenched in there. Just get it nice and tight, and it won't go anywhere. Okay, so I think that's our basic assembly of those. Let's get the other motor mounts in. You know what? I actually can set it up so I can see chat from here. As long as I've got kind of a weird setup. My streaming PC is over here. All the plugins are happening in a USB hub over there, but I've got a laptop to remote into that one and kind of be able to read and go back and forth. But when I do this again, I'll have a little bit better of a setup. I wonder if the arm of the aligner is a little too short. I think it worked pretty good for me. Even just using my calipers here. Oh, hold on, yeah. No, this is at 132. That's wrong, right? I thought we had it right, though. Did I set that wrong? Oh, I think I did. Okay. I'm going to fire this camera up so I can show you guys my mistake here. Alright, there we go. So when I was doing this, I wasn't paying enough attention, and I ended up slotting this in. It looks like, how did I do it? Kind of like that. But you see, like I'm actually inside the extrusion here. I need it to be out here so that the actual arm slides into the end of this extrusion and doesn't come over the top of it like that. So pay attention to that. So now we're in here, and we're not saddled into the wrong part of the extrusion. But yeah, Chip, I think this would be good to have it come out a little bit further. With this, if it comes out a little bit further, then it's easier to align the whole piece. Whereas with this, it's easy to like kind of get a little cockeyed. But if you're paying attention, I think it's just fine. And then double check it with the calipers, make sure it's all good. So now, there we go. We're getting 139, which seems a little bit short. But if that's our starting point, I think I'm okay with that. It could just be that this is not quite square. Cool. So with that, I think we're going to install these motor mounts, and then depending on where we're at, I might end up calling it a night. I'm feeling the effects of the day, pretty tired, and you know, don't push your build when you're tired, guys. That's how you end up doing your build twice, or taking it apart and doing it again the next day. Make sure you're rested and in a clear mind to be able to do it right. But if all goes well, I'm actually thinking I might do this. I might even be able to do this most nights. Maybe 8 to 9 p.m. Mountain Time, or 8 to 10 maybe, depending on how things are going. Let me know what you guys think. We've got a month left until Remurf, and I'd love to have this done by then. There we go. Maybe. Okay, I'm just going to leave that for now. We'll measure after we get the next one in. Well, there we go. I was like, I've taken these out in pieces by 2, but I wound up with 1 left. Wasn't sure how that happened. Good, we're still live on that one. Just got to refocus it every once in a while, and then it won't go to sleep. I know this is kind of a boring part of the build, but that's why it's a live stream. Join us for part 2, where I do heat insets for an hour straight. No. Okay. So let's get the CAD for a rough measurement on these. Okay, so this one's pretty close. We know that. We're looking at 24 millimeters there. Remember to switch that sound. Well, I don't know if it's just my monitor over there, but this camera's looking real dark for some reason. Zooming out helps a little bit. I also think the screen is like, yeah, the screen is throwing its balance off. This one's gonna be a little more tricky. No, let's do it that way. What did we say we needed? This was only like... Oh, I'm doing the wrong side, aren't I? Yeah, I was doing the wrong side. Okay, I just gotta double check that measurement. I forgot it already. Twenty-four. Okay, we'll be doing this side right here. Let me get this fan out of the way. It's not really a great... Oh wait, no, if we do it this way, that's even better. Is it? Oh man, I can't quite get the right measurement up there. Okay, well this is just a rough measurement anyway, so feel free to cheat a little bit, I guess. Let's get locked in at 24. This is too tight. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it for now. Because once we have the bed on, we're going to loosen all this back up anyway. Okay. Now for the other side. measuring from here all the way over there, and that's about 115. Hey, if I'm a little bit quiet, let me know. I can turn my mic up. I'm just going by the gauge on OBS. It says it's about good, but if it's too quiet, let me know. $115, that's right. Alright, so we're just going to lock this in at 115. Or as close to it as I can get. Good enough. I keep tightening these too tight at first. Just leave them loose. Make it easier. And again, we're just kind of eyeballing it here. But that looks pretty good. Okay, so tonight I am going to print the feet, because as soon as we turn this upside down, or well, right side up, we're just sitting on the parts. It's all rickety. I don't like that. The feet are pretty chunky, so they'll take some time to print, but that'll make it a lot easier to work on, so we can flip it up and do that. But I think we're going to call it there for tonight. Not sure if I'll be able to do it tomorrow, but definitely some night this week. I'll have everything ready and we'll do this again. Probably on YouTube this time, once my timeout is over. But yeah, no, thanks for stopping by, guys. This has been really fun. I've been looking forward to this, and it's fun to actually start on the project, and it's fun to have you guys along for the ride. We'll talk to you guys later.